I'm going to get a job in schools, and I'm going to start indoctrinating people. They wound up firing that person. That person was going ham.
Damn.
But the whole school was like, it shifted. It shifted with the social tide. And I was like, you're not supposed to be doing that to kids. You're supposed to be teaching kids. Let's just teach them life. I don't like you.
Fast Zone News here, back with more breaking news, and today we're going to be checking out Joe Rogan's brand new interview with Sean O'Malley. Joe had Sean on his podcast a few days ago, and they had over a 3-hour conversation. They talked about a lot of different controversial topics, but ended up discussing the problem of trans values being taught in schools. As usual, Joe had a really strong opinion on this topic, and it was cool to see how crazy O'Malley thought it was as well. I had a really good time making this video, and if you want to continue to see the latest Joe Rogan content, hit the subscribe button below. Alright, so we got a clip here pulled up from the Joe Rogan Podcast with Sean O'Malley, and they're basically going over the trans insanity that's going on in California, and why he had to leave the state, what was going on in his kids' schools. So let's check it out. We'll see what Sean thinks, and Tim, his trainer, is also on the podcast, so let's check it out. We already know how Joe feels about this, but it's always good to see what the guest thinks.
Problematic right now for schools, because one of the things that was happening to me in my school where my kids used to go is they hired some person to teach them that they have to be anti-racists. It's not good enough to not be racist. And I was like, what
the fuck?
I'm like, my kids aren't racist at all. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting that in their head that they have to be anti-racist?
To divide, that's all that these teachers want to do these days, is just divide kids, which is sick. It's like we're building them to be politically insane from like elementary school now, and it's getting out of control, and that's why people are leaving these liberal areas, because it's nonstop with the diversity and equity, and basically it's like white people are bad and they're inherently racist from the time they're born.
And call out racism, and like they're trying to make kids activists. I'm like, hey, they're 5.
That's crazy.
You know, like they don't even care. They want friends. They don't give a fuck what their friends look like. They're trying to have a good time. They're 5. They're just playing. Like you're pumping in, you're indoctrinating them into this woke guilt.
And that's the thing with the left. I feel like they hate the right so much, and the right just doesn't care about them. We're like, just leave us alone. It's like the right is just like this. Please leave us alone, guys. We don't want to deal with all your rules and regulations, and we got to do this and we got to do that. And it's like the left just wants to target us, and they're just focused on us. And it's like, dude, nobody's even talking about us. It's like the only thing Joe Biden and the Democrats can run on is talking about Republicans. They have no policies. The dumbass is building a border wall now that he said he would never do. That's beside the point, but it's just like, leave us alone. And it's like they're so hungry to push it and just like build this unhinged, crazy liberal following. And it's like exhausting, honestly. Every day it's something new with these insane people.
Free or guilt-ridden ideology that you're carrying around with you, and you feel like you have an obligation to impose this on children. You know, our goals should have always been what the goals were that the liberals had in like the 60s and the 70s, which is a colorblind society. The Martin Luther King notion that we should treat people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, but across the board. And the problem is there's inequities in communities. There's inequities in how people grow up and where they come from, and some people are in places that have no hope, and none of that gets addressed. None of that gets fixed.
That's because they keep voting for these same Democrats that got them in the position that they're at. They don't realize Democrats want you to stay there. They don't want you to actually do better, because if you do better, guess what? You don't vote for Democrats anymore. They want people like this, broken down, no money, bunch of kids, no father. They hate the family. They want you as weak as possible so that they can make you reliant on them, and those are reliant voters. And that's what they're doing with the border. They're letting all these people in that they think are going to replace a certain class of people, and they think that they're going to need government assistance forever, and that's what they're going to become, is Democrat voters. All these Spanish people and immigrants coming in, that's their plan. Those are going to be government-reliant, helpless people that will always vote Democrats because they need their assistance. They don't want you to do better. And now, like, if you see the news, a lot of the black communities in Chicago are getting pissed because they're literally taking, like, the place that the youth is playing football. They're taking their football fields and giving it to the immigrants to live. And the black community is not going to take it. Like, you can't just, like, do a 180 and say, okay, now we're going to just take care of the immigrants. It's, like, insane. It's insane. Stop voting for Democrats. They keep you, like, worse off. They want you not to do well.
And that gets worked on.
Wake up.
Instead, you just try to make kids feel guilty.
Yeah.
It's like, it just, I didn't like the woke shit. I didn't like that they were, you know, trying to ask kids their pronouns. And
How did you find out that they were doing that?
we got an email. It was an email like from
Anti-racist email?
Yeah,
Right.
it was like right around the George Floyd time.
What the
I
hell?
was like,
oh my God.
Because some people, what happens is they'll
The great George Floyd. Let's make a ton of money, BLM, and give none to the George Floyd family. Another hoax. Another absolute disgrace. They just robbed everybody. BLM, BLM.
they'll cap. There's a social movement, and they hop on that social movement to enhance their own career, and they use it to optimize their own. And they, you know, like it's this thing that it's what you would call a race hustler. You know, there's people that do stuff like that, or it cannot be that. It could be any kind of social issue. You want that social issue to be a bigger deal than it is. You're attached to that. It could be climate change. It could be whatever the fuck it is.
Anything to divide people. That's what they want to do.
So it could be
And they want to divide you from the time you're a kid. Can you imagine getting an email talking about you need to be an activist against white people and you need to just call out racism? It's like, dude, the kids aren't even thinking about that. That's what was so great. The kids don't think about race, and we're literally driving it into their head. It's like, just let them be kids. They don't know what race even is.
you see Sean Penn doing all these interviews about the war in Ukraine. Like, what is actually going on there? Well, part of it is you're attaching yourself to something that makes you look virtuous. And it also enhances your career. So it's like a thing you're doing. It's very rare that when people are like proselytizing and out there trying to indoctrinate people into certain ideas, it's very rare they're doing it just for true altruism. Like they think that those ideas are just
It's virtue signaling.
immensely beneficial.
I have a Ukraine flag on the back of my car. Tell me I'm doing a good job. I say that Black Lives Matter. Tell me I'm doing a good job. I think that white people are inherently racist. Tell me I'm a good job, Democrats.
They're also doing it to boost themselves up. And it becomes an economy of people that boost themselves up by highlighting valid issues in the world, but
They're not valid.
doing so in a way where they become the moral compass and the person who gets to dictate how people behave and think and talk.
They build their little niche.
It's just control, man. People love to fucking control people. And if they can control people,
No, the left loves to control people. The right doesn't care what you do. We just want a border, and we want our country to be safe, and we want everybody to do well. But the liberals want everybody to not do well. They want to divide us and tell everybody they're racist, and they want a wide open border. And they want to teach kids that LGBTQ is a good thing, and they need to just, what's your pronouns? It's like absolutely insane. It's a disgrace.
because there's some guilt thing and a horrible social issue like the George Floyd thing, where everybody's
Fentanyl.
kind of on board, like, oh my God, they killed that guy. This is horrible. Watching that, what kind of police brutality and rape.
I mean, George Floyd thing was bad, but you have to keep in mind, we shouldn't be memorializing this guy that was a criminal. He was a drug addict. He wasn't doing well. I mean, I'm all for people turning their life around and doing better, but this guy wasn't turning his life around. He'd been arrested, and he was still doing the same shit. He was literally, we don't talk about it. Why did the police even get called? Oh, because he was trying to use a counterfeit dollar bill or $5 bill to buy some shit. And guess what? The police got called. Oh my God. And when the police got called, where was George Floyd? He was in the car with his drug dealer. And what did they say George Floyd did? They said he took a bunch of fentanyl pills before the police got to him. That's why his mouth was all white. And they said he had a lethal amount of fentanyl in his system when that guy had his knee on him. Should he have had his knee on him? Absolutely not for that long. But did other things contribute to it? Because it doesn't seem like he was like digging it in, but it was just They don't say the full story, and we shouldn't be saying that this guy's this great savior. They just did that to raise money.
Racism and all these different things. And then someone says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride this fucking wave, and I'm going to get a job in schools, and I'm going to start indoctrinating people. They wound up firing that person.
Good.
That person was going ham.
Damn.
And,
but
you know, the whole school was like, it shifted. It shifted with the social tide. And I was like, you're not supposed to be doing that to kids. You're supposed to be teaching kids. That's just teach them life. I don't like you, so I don't want you putting your shitty philosophy, your shitty judgmental philosophy, and indoctrinating children with it. Because I think you're a moron. You're a moron who just happens to have a job at a good school teaching kids.
They all are morons. All of the left are morons.
But I think if I sat you down in a podcast, you'd look pretty fucking stupid after a couple hours.
Right.
You know?
Right, and that's the thing with the left. If you actually sit down and try to talk to these insane people, you make them look pretty stupid pretty easy, because all they have are these little fabricated facts from CNN and MSNBC and the entire crazy media system. And when you tell them actual facts, they're like, duh, that's the real thing, and they don't believe you. They say it's misinformation, disinformation, and it's like they just believe one set of facts, and it's really unfortunate.
There's a lot of these people that they don't get their ideas challenged, and
Yeah,
now
that's
they're
huge.
and they're teaching 8-year-olds. You know, like Jesus Christ.
That's fucking scary.
And not just teaching them how to read.
Yeah,
And Sean has like young kids. He's probably like, what the fuck? O'Malley's a good guy. I mean, he's probably my favorite UFC fighter, and he's got young kids. So he's probably like, Jesus Christ, I need to be checking what's actually being given to my kids.
how do you know you're a boy, Billy?
Oh,
Like, oh
God.
Jesus.
You seem pretty feminine.
Right. Did you ever pick a doll when you should have picked a truck?
Do you like pink?
No. Yeah.
That's the sickest thing. Look at you. That's the sickest thing, too, is like these kids wouldn't even know what a pronoun was. They wouldn't even know what a gay pride flag was. They're giving them gay pride flags. And the whole basis of their thing, trans community, don't assume my gender. Don't assume my gender. But the entire thing is based off assumptions. They're assuming that you're a girl. Like, there's a little boy. If he likes a Barbie, they assume you're actually a girl. So the entire thing is based off assumptions. They think that boys are only, and putting people in a box. A boy's only allowed to play with trucks and play football and want to go out in the mud and, you know, have dirt on his clothes. And if it's a girl, she's only allowed to do ballet and play with Barbies and like to dress up. And if you see a guy doing that, you assume, actually, Billy's a girl. Let's make Billy a girl. And it's like, what are you even benefiting from doing that? Why are they so, like, willing and, like, they just are, like, motivated to, like, brainwash these kids? And I truly don't know where it comes from. This shit is all new. This trans shit is all new. And they're just so willing and eager to ruin these kids' lives. And I just don't understand where it's coming from. How do you not see, like somebody said the other day, these are the same kids that literally believe Santa Claus was real a year or so ago, and you want to let them make a decision on taking hormones and cutting genital mutilating themselves? It's absolutely sickening. And these teachers are the biggest problem. And now the teachers unions are even going as far as to let these kids, so they want to take the kids you send to school. When they get to school, they want to say, hey, Billy, what's your pronoun? So this kid has no idea about any of this shit. First, they have the flags everywhere. Oh, what's that? The kid probably asks. And then they say, what's your pronoun? And the kid says, I don't know what a pronoun is. And he says, oh, you like that, Billy? Maybe you're a girl. Maybe you should go see the counselor. And when you go see the counselor, more brainwash, more brainwash, more brainwash. And then the teachers union is taking it to the point now that if little Billy, that's already been brainwashed, goes to the counselor and says, sure, yeah, I think I do want to transition now that you programmed me, they say, now you can't tell the parents. And if you tell the parents and the parents don't let you, that's child abuse. So it's like they program them. It's just sick. You see the cycle? It's disgusting.
Do you monitor your kids on like TikTok?
Do me a favor, hit the like button right now. We're trying to get this video to at least 50 to 100 likes. We're going to do a giveaway probably at 1,500 subscribers. So smash that like button. It really helps the video get out as well. Helps the algorithm. Thank you. Back to the video.
How much they're on it and stuff.
Yeah, we monitor them. They can't have their phones at night.
Great.
That's smart.
But I don't stop them from doing anything. I don't stop them from eating junk food. I don't stop them from playing on their computers. I don't stop them from playing with their phone.
Right.
But I do emphasize the value of discipline.
Everything in moderation.
And they obviously see that I work hard and my wife works hard. And we just talk to them about stuff. I think if you deny kids social media, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to kind of socially alienate them because all their friends are on social media.
Yep.
But then there's also this thing where kids are living in a new world. And even though you didn't grow up in that world, if you say, oh, this social media, I think they're getting an adversity that you're not going to get. And they're going to get some resilience from that adversity. But there's going to be mental health consequences, and especially for people who didn't grow up in it. And that's one of the things that they experience. Jonathan Haidt's book.
They'll get resilience from it, maybe from like just pushing it away. Like it's like you almost have to like push these teachers away. It feels like it's like, no, I'm not a part of that. And it is, I guess in a way it'll build resilience, and like the social media gives all the kids anxiety. It's also really hurting kids. Like I can't imagine being in schools right now with the transgender thing going on. We identify as a cat today. You got cell phones everywhere. Cell phones were just coming out when I was in high school. I mean, you got the internet right in your pocket. What's stopping you from looking up all the answers? I mean, anything bad happens, boom, snapshot, send it to all the people. So it's making kids resilient, but I think it's also damaging kids. And the last thing we need is these teachers also programming this bullshit into these poor kids' heads. It's just sad. They have all these kids on TV that are like, I can't believe they're like pissed. They're suing these people for letting them transition. They're like, why did you let me make this decision? And they're looking down at themselves like, what did I do? And it's terrible.
The coddling of the American mind is about that. And one of the things it highlights is self-harm amongst girls ramps up considerably somewhere around 2008, 2009, and it's right when Twitter and social media and Facebook.
That's what I just said. It's making kids worse off. Like you're resilient. The ones that get through it are resilient, but a lot of kids are getting left behind and damaged.
Facebook and all that stuff comes out, and now they're comparing themselves to other people and comparing lives. And
yeah, like the life expectancy has started to go down in the U.S. Mental illness has gone up, and it's like the Biden administration just like feeds it. We're feeding. It's a mental illness. At the end of the day, it's a mental illness, and like the teachers are teaching kids to have mental illnesses. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's a losing issue for the Democrats. Like nobody agrees with this shit.
people are using filters and they're distorting reality, and people are, there's more instances of suicide and self-harm, and then there's bullying. There's a lot of bullying.
Well, even just being on my phone, like I don't feel like I'm comparing myself, but just picking up my phone and being on it, surfing, and then putting it down, then picking it up, surfing, just gives you this little level of anxiety.
Dope.
Dude,
It's just like, fuck.
Some of the 4 and 5 year olds, you can tell the ones that like in jiu-jitsu, the ones that their parents really monitor it compared to the ones that always just put it in front of them. And a lot of those kids that always get it, they always quit jiu-jitsu because it's too hard, or they don't want to do the warm-ups.
I know. We just want to scroll. Let me get back to my phone. It's like they're little drug addicts. Like, I've heard when you take kids' phones away these days, they start like going crazy like it's a fucking crack pipe or something. It's like, easy, buddy. You don't need to scroll through the little 30-second videos right now. You don't need to see the dance moves right now. You don't need to be programmed by China right now. Just go ride your bike, go do some taekwondo or whatever. It's like Brazil or jiu-jitsu. Just go do it, dude. You don't need to be watching transgender TikToks all day. We're getting so brainwashed, dude.
And stuff, and they sit on the side now and just go.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's
God.
crazy. It's so wasteful.
Sad.
It's so bad for you.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb. And, you know, I talk about it, but then I did it the other night. The other night, I was going to go to bed. It was 10:30.
That's why the kids, we need to monitor these kids. We can't just let them sit and scroll. They're brain dead.
And I said, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs, rather, and just see what's going on online. And so I got online. I started watching YouTube videos.
So easy.
Then I went down a rabbit hole with the UFO disclosure. and it's like 3 hours later. I'm like, what am I doing? Go to bed.
That UFO.
Smelling salts.
So that's the end of the clip. Basically, Joe, that's why he left California, is they're brainwashing kids, and it's really that simple. Whether it's teaching them to be racist and hate the other races, or they're teaching them to change their gender, stuff they never even knew before coming to school. And I think it's truly sick. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this transgender studies and just having LGBTQ in schools whatsoever is wrong? I know when I was a kid in school, it was like talking about sex, talking about politics. They were not allowed to do that. So I don't know what's changed. But let me know in the comment section, do you think it's wrong that they're teaching this stuff in schools? Do you think it's a big overreaction? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And make sure you, make sure you hit the like button below. It really helps this video get out. We want to let as many people as possible see this message and see what's being taught in schools, because a lot of people don't even believe it's true. So hit the like button. That really helps it get out. And hit the subscribe button if you like the video. Really shows me and keeps me wanting to make videos and helps out the channel. And if you do, turn on notifications, because why not? It's just going to notify you every time the new Fast Zone News video comes out. And why wouldn't you want that? But that's going to wrap up this clip. Thank you guys. Peace out. All right, so that's going to wrap up this clip. And as you guys can see, the teachers' unions are getting completely out of control. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's wrong to be teaching gay and trans values in school? Or do you think this is a big overreaction? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, I want to thank all my viewers and all my new subscribers. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the button below to gain access to the latest news and content 7 days a week. And this has been another edition of Fast Zone News. Peace out.